Hello. We love Champions League. We love Continental football. But now we're going to do a bit of a tour to see in the next edition of the Champions League who's coming. Because some big names like Asec Mimosa,
they're not coming back.
Nice run. You're not coming back.
Yeah.
You look at Weydad. You are a big name. You're not coming back.
Yeah.
Football, as you like to say, Cox, is not a food puzzle. Just because you are big does not therefore guarantee you that
Just
you are...
because you made the final of the Champions League does not mean...
You're not coming back. Not near.
But I thought Asec were building on something. I thought they'd be walking their league.
Yeah, we even spoke about the giants of African football that are waking up. We looked at Asec, for example. We said there they are. I think they go to the quarterfinals. I can tell you now, they're not coming back.
No hope.
No hope.
3 games left.
They're number 4, so they still have to chase. They're not coming back.
And I think, Mamposa, this is what you need to take into consideration when you look at Champions League teams that are consistently there. Coming back is not easy. Traveling in the Champions League takes so much away from you. We've seen so many teams get into the Champions League, do well, and then they're no longer there.
And here's my thing. Does it mean as a club, once you're in the Champions League, then you need to be able to say the travel versus the league, that management of thing. Teams like Al-Ahli have managed to be able to do well in their local league. Teams like Mamelodi Sundowns have done well. Yanga is now trying to prove to us that we can do this thing season in and season out.
Yeah.
It's not that easy because you find teams that have done well, a season later they're no longer there.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Wananchi. Yanga are champions. They're coming back. They're Yellow Nation.
Should we put 4 up?
So in South Africa, the Yellow Nation are champions. Congratulations, Mamelodi Sundowns.
Yeah.
In Tanzania, the Yellow Nation, Yanga, Wananchi are champions.
Yeah.
Yellow is the right color.
It seems to be yellow is the right color at this point in time. They are all showing up. They're coming back to the Champions League.
So next season we will be going to Mkamba again.
I can't wait for that clash.
But there may only be one because you look at it, you're now saying the team can start planning and been doing all these things because that's what it's about. But you look just below Yanga. Azam are saying, we want to be in this thing.
Yeah, they're saying they want to be in this thing and they've raised their hand. But I think they need to guard their season because qualifying for the Champions League takes away from your league. And you look at Azam and you say, hey, how did you play now recently? And you're like, hey, why did you lose a young training like in Simba? So you see those kind of things.
Yeah.
They tell you because if you play against the big boys and you lose against the big boys, and that's where the problem starts. You are going to be tested there in the Champions League. You're going to be stretched.
Simba, they don't have a choice. They have to now really go all out because they want to come back into this thing. And they don't want to go into the Confed?
No,
they're blocking team. They have to beat the team that they're competing with for that particular position. So it's going to be very tough. Simba wants to come back. The new baby in the block says, we want to participate into this stage. So it's tough.
So as I'm saying, just because you are Simba, just because you've been this thing, it's not therefore a guarantee that you're gonna have to fight us. And at this moment in pole position.
You don't have to beat Simba to win the Champions League.
You don't have to beat Simba to win the Champions League.
Beat them. Show them that you are going for this position. That's where you have this big boy mentality. If you're going to be going against something with a team.
You must be unapologetic.
Don't be. Show them that I'm taking your lunch. I'm even going to take a lunch when we're playing together. But now when you don't show me that, you want to take my lunch, but you'll take my lunch when we play against everybody else. It's like you've applied these tactics where you tackles from behind.
Football in Africa, it's growing. It brings new surprises all the time. Stellenbosch says, Pirates, you want to go back there? You must go through us.
Because the same problem that is happening in Tanzania is happening in South Africa.
Yeah.
Because traditionally you would say Orlando Pirates, the senior citizens of the league,
100%.
the godfathers of South African football. Stellenbosch is saying, Godfather or no Godfather, we are currently in position number 2. And for you to be able to get it, you're going to have to play us for it.
Absolutely.
With that being said, who do you see? Let's start with what's happening in Tanzania. Do you see Azam taking it, or do you see Simba making a late run for it to say the Wananchi and Simba are the ones that are going?
Well, I see Simba will pick this the team. I think Simba, they got an experience. They know the lucrative of playing in the Champions League. They will come through.
Reputations means nothing in football.
But experience means a lot. Experience, it's key in football.
You can't buy it.
Can't buy it.
But while you can't buy it, you're not there. These ones are there.
Yeah, but as much as you're saying they're not there, they are 3 points away.
Yeah.
And a game in hand.
Yeah.
How do you then say I'm not there?
Exactly.
Because I'm going to come with experience. Yeah, I can allow the play. You know, when I'm away from the playground and I'm the big boy, the bully of the playground, people can run around.
So the Champions League had them thinking otherwise.
The Champions League, that's where you see big teams acting like big teams. And once you get a taste of that,
You want to be there.
You want to be there.
Simba played against Al-Ahli and you're thinking they're just going to relinquish their spot to be back in the Champions League like that.
They must go to Confed and learn again. Maybe they'll end up in the final.
No.
Wananchi has tasted Champions League.
Yeah, they don't want to let it go.
I'm pretty sure.
Yanga,
I'm pretty
don't
sure
give it
even that run that they had in the Confed, they're like, we wasted our time. We should have put effort
So
here.
you see, if you look at this league across Africa, there is so many things. Look at Egypt. Who's leading the log now?
Well, Al-Ahli are so far behind in games.
But they're good games. But who's leading the log? Who is in position to come to the Champions League with Al-Ahli? Where is Zamalek?
Zamalek is nowhere.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're in the finals of the Confed.
Yeah, but who's there?
Because Pyramid has tasted.
Exactly.
Once you have a taste of the Champions League. So Pirates needs to guard.
Yes.
If Stellenbosch
Taste
this Champions League,
you will see.
They have the infrastructure, they have the financial muscle to take this thing serious. Once they do that.
So, but let's run a parallel comparison.
Yeah.
So in Tanzania, if Azam were to taste this thing, it could mean somebody's bread is gone.
Yes.
It means that now, when the league starts, there's no guarantees for the Champions League. You have to start working hard for it.
So Simba they must be in
What's
Confed.
happening in Morocco? Where's Weydad? Who's on top?
Nabi's
Nabi
on-
comes there, disrupt everything. Right?
But we're gonna get to see Raja Casablanca. The green and white of Raja is coming back to the Champions League.
But you see
Nabi is now the champion, along with Raja.
if you look at the team that is number 3, because Weydad is not even number 2. The team that is number 3, FC Berkane, they're in the final. As
Yeah,
well.
they're in the finals
So
now.
they've been in that sport all the time.
They've tasted the sweet honey.
Yes. You don't want to taste that thing. So sweet.
Don't. you have to make sure the supply is disrupted from there, because if you allow them just to get an inch,
So the best way that Simba must do, they must be clinical and not allow them
they have to win their games. And they have-
Azam people,
Yeah.
don't let this thing go away from you. I mean, I've got a mate, presenter Noah. He says, no. By hook or by crook, Simba is going to be there.
by hook or by
They
crook,
have
Simba
to be
should
there.
be there. By
Exactly.
hook or by crook, Simba knows how to be there.
Exactly. They've got the experience. They got the know-how to get themselves into that position.
In South Africa, you now have Orlando Pirates being supporters of Mamelodi Sundowns to beat Stellenbosch so that they can go
You know
there.
why? Who was in the Champions League last season?
Well, they lost
But
in the
who was there?
qualifiers.
But who was there?
Besides Johnny.
But they were there.
The one that Joaneng dealt with decisively.
But they were there.
They were there.
They were there. So they want to go back and rectify the mistakes that they made. But Stellenbosch says, hold on. Hold this for me.
I want to taste what
I
you
want to
taste.
I want to taste what you're
Yes.
Who will be Muslim?
It's going to happen.
It's tough.
So they must.
tough.
There's no choice. There's no choice.
This Champions League thing, everybody wants it.
Everybody wants the Champions League.
It's growing
Yeah.
very fast. I think my prediction in the next 2-3 years is going to be very tough to even qualify for the Champions League.
Is this now not a good testament for CAF to say everybody wants to be here?
It is.
Yes.
CAF administratively has got their house in order.
Yes.
They're running these competitions well. The TV broadcast rights, the financials are looking good. Now clubs are saying, we want to be in this thing.
If Mamelodi Sundowns are serious about winning the Champions, they have to do it as soon as possible. Because the longer they take, it's going to be very tough. You think you're going to have a teams that are just looking at you, wanting to have a go at this thing all this time, and they don't want to have a go at this thing. Pyramid, once they sort themselves out, once they understand what it is that
what
they
it takes to be there.
That's it.
For the longest time, though, we haven't had teams from Algeria come in the Champions League and cause a...
Well, Algeria at the moment are busy applying to be in other confederations.
But I'm just saying to you, in the longest time, you look at what Esperance did. When they came back seriously. It's going to be difficult to win this thing. But
those Tunisians,
fact,
why does this one wants to go to Esperance? He just wants to touch
but
our
the mere
emotions.
fact that I'm saying, if you look at it now, it's now starting to become even more difficult to qualify. Not even to participate, not even go there and try to win it. So for now, at this point in time, you need to understand that now the stakes are very high for African football, just to be in the Champions League. And even if you go just step over, you look at the national teams to just qualify for AFCON. And it's tough. Look at the teams that were there at AFCON that disrupted everything. It's tough. Football in Africa has grown so much that really you need to take your house, get your house in order for you to be even to get there.
It's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
The Assecs are not there.
Yeah.
Will Pedro be there? Because there are these teams. Will Mazembe be there? Because there are these teams you look at. And because during the Champions League, when they were having these runs, there were no givens that their league, where they were falling behind with game schedules and every other thing. You've seen team now play catch up. But you become accustomed to household names like Yanga is becoming a household name. Simba is becoming a household name. Sundowns is becoming a household name. You're looking at Al-Ahli, it's a household name. Weydad was a household name, but now it's changing.
The upset that Jwaneng did in this previous edition of Champions League needs to be mentioned. That then something is happening in Botswana. Just next door.
And Jwaneng are almost at the point where they are sealing their league. Where
they're coming back.
They're coming back.
They're coming back. And what did they do? Look at Weydad, what they did to Weydad. Look at Pirates, what they did. I'm telling you. I am telling you.
They've tasted the Champions League.
They are gods of football. Put Jwaneng and Pirates in the same qualifying group. I want to see something. Or maybe even if they both make it to group stages.
Yeah.
That would be interesting to see.
But we are trying to narrate the story to you to see what is happening in the Champions League. So you're starting to see teams really...
There's now prestige about Champions League.
Absolutely.
There is. And once you taste the different level of the Champions League, you don't want to go back.
No.
You see, a team that tastes the semi-final, naturally, they don't want to...
They want to go back again.
So what you're saying is that a team like Yanga, they've tasted being in the semi-final.
In the quarterfinal.
In the quarterfinal.
They need to go one step ahead.
So now they're going to be saying, at worst case scenario, we get into the quarterfinals.
Yes. A team like Al-Ahli, they've tasted winning this thing.
They want to win it.
To a point that they now know they don't have to stress about anyone being busy in the initial phase of the
They know their
all that matters is there.
A team like Simba, you're not yet clear. Please make this thing clear. Are you coming? You going?
Look
What's
at
happening?
Yanga. They played the final of Confederation Cup, right? They went one step ahead. They went to the Champions League. They went to the quarterfinal. If you listen to those Wanachi people when they talk now, they're not talking about...
No. I got friends there.
Yeah.
Clement is unapologetic.
Yes.
He tells you that they are the sheriff. They are king of the house.
They don't even talk about the Wanachi, the league there. They talk about the
Champions League.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that when these things happen, then your fan base, your supporters base starts to talk about the Champions League.
Yes.
When you listen to younger supporters, the Wananchi, they're talking about the Champions League. You listen to Sundowns, you must get that thing.
Yes.
You start appreciating what is happening outside your borders. You start to appreciate what is happening in Angola, what is happening in Botswana.
What is happening in Morocco.
You start to understand who's the coach there, who are the players. You start to understand the African League in general and say, hold on, it looks like we've got something beautiful here.
Africa, my friend, football is becoming prestige. Your teams need to show up. And I think it's testament to CAF to say good administration will now bring this.
Lekoko will always tell you, get your house in order. Everything will sort itself.
Hey, football, you're a gorgeous thing, you're beautiful, and this is why we love you. Next week, Champions League finals. Tunisians, Esperance. I don't wish you well. You cost my Sundowns a lot of heartache. Versus Al-Ahli. I don't wish you well either. Is it possible for both teams to lose?
We don't know.
Thank you for joining us. We look forward to seeing you in the comments and engage with us so that we can be able to know what is it that you want us to cover. Congratulations, Wananchi. Azam, do something there, man, so that we can see. Maybe Simba should go to Confed for a little while. I'm kidding, Simba. Hey, don't kill me. See you next week.